benefit to everyone. So that is the intention of today's meeting. So the first slide that I'm going to go ahead and pull up on the screen here is, are you really all in on your dream? And this is going to be the talk that I prepared for you today. And are you really, really, honestly, all in on your dream? Because the one thing that I do know about vision, whether it be when we're talking here about specifically in real estate, but it could be applied to everything. Are you really all in on your dream, right? You may want to do 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 closings in a yearly basis, but it's your responsibility to hold that vision alive while it manifests. The number one thing that I would say that has made me successful over the years, and I study a lot of successful people as well, it's the staying, it's the ability to stay on course and the ability to stay on path while the vision is manifested, right? Let's just say that your goal is to say, you know what, I want to do 50 transactions by the end of the year. I want to do 100 transactions a year. I want to make $1 million. I want to drive this beautiful Mercedes Benz, or I want to have these kind of clothes, or I want to live in that house, you know, in this neighborhood. And you can have all of these visions and all of these dreams, but the thing is that it's going to be the key for you to achieve all of those dreams is you being all in, right? And being all in doesn't mean that when things don't go your way, when you have, you know, little turns and little hiccups in the road, or you got a pandemic, that you don't retreat and you change the course of your vision. Because if you're all in on your vision, that means that you're in it for the long run, right? My vision is to create an organization here at EXP of over 10,000 agents, and I want to inspire 10,000 people all over the world to be part of my organization. I am not there yet, but I am working on that every single day. And for me, it doesn't matter how long it's going to take, because I know I'm going to get there, because I'm never going to quit. I will not quit until I achieve my goal. And that's the kind of grit and that's the kind of mindset that you want to have with everything you do, right? If you want to do 50 transactions, then you got to show up every single day like you actually believe that you're going to get the 50 transactions or the 20 transactions, whatever the case is, right? There's no right or wrong. There's just your vision that you have for yourself, and really get connected to why it is that you're doing what you're doing, right? Why is it that you're waking up out of bed and you're working these long hours, right? And understand that other people around you will doubt your vision. You're going to be misunderstood, and it's going to take time for you to manifest. But guess what? It's your responsibility to go ahead and connect with your vision and show up to it every single day, because there's over 7 billion of us here on this planet, and there's 7 billion dreams, and your dream will manifest, but you got to hold on to it, and you got to protect it, and you got to nurture it every single day. You got to bring that energy to it, everything. And you also got to read it, right? That's the other thing. I think a lot of people make a dream or a goal, and then they only look at it once. And then when things get tough, then you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to the next thing. You know, this is not working. It's not going to, you know, whatever it is that you choose, let's just say it's 50 transactions. Okay, cool. You got 50 transactions as a goal. Then you have to have multiple lead generation strategies for you to do that, right? You're going to maybe do the phones, or you're going to do social media. Maybe you're going to do a CRM. Maybe you're going to do Facebook. Maybe you're going to do Instagram, whatever it is that you're going to choose to do. The how is secondary to the why. You got to first get connected to what you're doing, and then the how is going to manifest, right? When I started in the business, I said to myself, I'm going to become an investor specialist. And guess what? I had never even listed a house in my life. But as soon as I declared that I wanted to become an investor specialist, I put it on my vision board. I said it every single day. I started doing open houses, and obviously open houses were not going to get me to be an investor specialist. But guess what? One of these open houses, I ended up meeting a client, and this client basically was a nice guy. And he said, hey, you know what? I like your house. I don't like this one, but, you know, find other opportunities for me. So I was like, wait, this is an investor. So when he said he was an investor and he was looking to, you know, list these properties and flip properties, I took his word for it, and I took it serious. And I started to discover different strategies that were going to help me to get this investor properties. I discovered trustee sales. I went all in on that. I didn't know anything about that. I hadn't listed any properties, but I did a bunch of research. And with this one client, when I was doing open houses, because I declared that I was going to be an investor specialist, this one client, I sold 550 homes for that one client out of an open house, right? So I want you to be unattached to how you're going to manifest your vision, but I want you to declare it and believe in it and show up to the activity every day. Because this is the other thing. It wasn't just one open house. I did open houses every single day for 6 months. Every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every single day I was doing it, but I believed that I was going to become who I said I was going to become. And I kept showing up to it every single day. So I'm going to ask you that question. Are you really all in on your dream? Because if you're all in, it doesn't matter what's going on in front of you right now. As long as you hold that vision in your mind every single day and you continue to show up. I know this for a fact that you have the ability to achieve your grandest dream. Whatever that dream is that you have in your mind right now, you got the ability to manifest it. I'm living proof of that. And there's a ton of people out in the world that have manifested their vision. So if someone else has done what you desire, then there's no reason why you cannot achieve it. You got to just believe it and you got to show up to it. Believe it, show up to it. Believe it, show up to it. Believe it, show up to it. Whether it be some breakdowns, yes. Whether it be people that doubt you, yes. Whether it be like curveballs thrown at you, yes. Whether it be misdirections, yes. Hello, hello. Looks like my internet connection disconnected here. So let me go ahead and get connected again. Sorry about that. Can everybody hear me again? Let me go ahead and just pull up the slide. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think the energy got pretty intense and the broadcast cut off. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to go ahead and continue the presentation. Hope you guys can all hear me, but let me go ahead and continue. So on the next slide, I'm actually going to go into, that's basically the completion of that talk anyways. So thank you. The next slide is the weekly market update. We know this is what happened in real estate in 1 week. Literally, this is what I want you to see, right? Because you have a dream and you have a vision, but is there business out there, right? A lot of people out there get stuck in the mindset that there's not enough business to go around. Well, look at what happened in our 5 counties. I did the analysis on Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Orange County, Riverside, and San Diego. It's on the next screen. So we currently have 11,000 homes available in Los Angeles. We currently have 4,100 available in Orange County, 2,600 in San Bernardino, and 4,400 in Riverside County. In escrow, we have over 10,000 in LA, 4,200 in Orange, 4,600 in San Bernardino, and 6,000 in Riverside. So closed, this is what actually sold in 1 week. That means that people got paid last week. Look at this, 1,120 sales in Los Angeles in 1 week. That's just in LA. Then you got Orange County, 648 home sales. San Bernardino, 477. Riverside County, 690. Look at the volume, 1.1 billion in Los Angeles County last week. 7 days, 1.1 billion, 676 million in Orange County, 218 million in San Bernardino, 356 million in Riverside. That's incredible. Look at San Diego. We got over 4,000 homes available, 5,100 in escrow, and 569 homes sold in 1 week, and $468 million in volume. So what I did is I just combined all of the sales in those 5 counties. So now we got 2.8 billion closed in these 5 counties in 1 week, 3,500 homes, 25,000 homes available, and 29,000 in escrow. So if anybody ever tells you, hey, the market is this and it's that, understand that you got to look at the numbers. You got to look at the metrics. There is plenty of business out there for you to get your fair share. So it's not a question of if there is business. The question is, are you actually showing up to these opportunities to capture these opportunities? Because there is plenty of opportunities, as you can see. This is why I like to bring in this information on a weekly basis, because if you see this on a weekly basis, you get connected to what is possible. And let me show you the next slide here. We're going to talk about expired. So we had 374 homes that expired off the market last week. And this is in our 4 counties, basically. So that means that at 374 homes, even though that we have a ton of sales, 374 people missed the mark by a little bit. And it could have been, you know, the pricing. Most of the time, it's the pricing. So they need a professional like yourself to be honest with them, give them the actual pricing, and get their property sold, because we are experiencing a market like we haven't experienced in a long time. You know, rates are low. and demand is high and prices are high. So we got to get in touch with all of these expireds. If you need to get a hold of these homeowners, great websites where you can get connected to them are like Landvoice, RedX, Vulcan 7. Those are 3 resources that you can easily pick up and you can get this expired data. And then you can obviously go door knock them. You can call them. You can send them text messages. You can send them something in the mail. But these homeowners need your help. And on average, there's about 300-400 a week. So this is what happened to foreclosures, right? This is the other thing we got to look at in the market, right? Because the foreclosures are a direct connection to what will happen in our market. Because everybody asks you, was the market going to go down? Is it in position to go down? Well, the statistics show no. Foreclosures are low and they keep declining every single week and every single month, because I've been doing this analysis on a weekly basis. So look at San Diego. We got 309 homes in pre-foreclosure. In Riverside, we got 340. San Bernardino, we got 317. In Los Angeles, we got 1,130 and 355 in Orange County. These are in pre-foreclosure. That means that these owners also need your help, right? Because these guys have gotten a notice of default in the mail and they're basically behind on their mortgage. So the really cool thing about today's market is that most people have equity. So a lot of these people that are in pre-foreclosure, they have solutions, right? They can create a plan with the bank, or they can have a professional like yourself put it on the market and get it sold for them, and they can capture the equity. Doesn't matter. So I also kept track of what actually sold at auction, right? Because what actually went to the bank, what it actually, because there's a lot of properties that are scheduled to sell, but a lot of them are being postponed. We had 15 that sold in September, 33 that sold in September in Riverside County, 32 in San Bernardino, 77 in Los Angeles, and 8 in Orange County. So scheduled to sell, that means that these guys are basically have a trustee sale notice on their door. We got 44 in Riverside on October, San Bernardino 35, 142 in LA, 27 in Orange, and 28 in San Diego. So why I'm sharing with this data, number one, is I want you to know where the market's at. Number two, if we start to see these numbers of foreclosures going up, that means that we're going to be on a decline. Right now, all of these numbers on a weekly basis have gone down. But I want you to see the opportunity here. These are still homeowners that need your help. So get in touch with them. I use a system called Property Radar where I get this data from, and you can get contact information and information for the clients where you can go in, contact them and help them out of their foreclosure process. So that's with the foreclosures. This is what happened with EXP. EXP, our stock is on fire. This is what our current numbers are at our company. We got a share of stock going at $58.99 right now. And this is incredible, guys. I mean, 3 months ago, our stock was only going for $8 a share. So we've had a $50 gain. I mean, it's incredible. And the really beautiful thing about it is that we're getting awards from this company. We're getting real stock. So if you want to Google and look at what our stock has done, just Google EXPI. We're listed on the NASDAQ. We're publicly traded. All our financials are online. We have over 36,000 agents all over the nation. We got 4,700 in California. And our stock from last week to this week, because I measure it every week, we're up by $9. We were at $51 last week. So you talk about, this is like your built-in retirement right here. In addition to what you want to do in sales, EXPI is going to be your built-in retirement. And this is incredible. I was just talking to one of my mentors today, and he has a $600,000 in stock in this company. And he's only been here for less than 4 years. And this is something that's building parallel to your business, because you have a purchase option and you got awards. So make sure that you're taking advantage of EXPI and you're opted into the Agent Equity Program. The Agent Equity Program is going to change your future. So the interest rates, this is what happened in interest rates. I mean, we're pretty much fluctuating between 2.5 to 3.5. I mean, we're seeing less and less than 2.5, 2.7. But this is what the interest rates are doing. It depends, obviously, if you're doing FHA, conventional, make sure you check with the lender. Every client, it's going to be an individual scenario. But the fact of the matter is, every single person in the nation is refinancing. If you got an over 4 or 5% interest rate, you got to get your clients to refinance. So this is a great way for you to reconnect with your contacts, get in touch with them, and let them know about the interest rates. And this can create another conversation, and conversations will lead into transactions. So make sure you get in touch with people and let them know about that. If you want to get on my calendar for coaching, you can you can get on my calendar by texting 949-799-4885. And all you got to do is text calendar to that number, and you can book a 30-minute session, and we can get to work on whatever it is that you desire. So I'm making my calendar and I'm opening it up to you guys here. So here on upcoming events, we have Flow Monday. So right after this, we have a Flow Monday at 10 o'clock. So if you have the link, great. If you don't, reach out to me and I'll send it over to you. Flow Mondays is a great way for you to start your week, because you're going to get connected and you're going to get grounded, and you're going to be able to set that intention, and you're going to be able to be in a much better mental space, right? So make sure you go to Flow Mondays at 10 o'clock. We also have role playing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So this is for online leads. We're practicing online lead scripts because a lot of us are getting a lot of online leads. So we have those 2 role plays that are designed to help you to get yourself to the next level from 8:30 to 9 Tuesdays and Thursdays. We also have a KV Core Mastermind on Wednesday. KV Core will help you to blow up your business. It'll help you to digitize your business. We have a mastermind at 11 o'clock. And if you want to learn about EXP, or you have anybody else in your life that wants to learn about EXP, I'm doing a live introduction at Friday at 10 a.m. So make sure that you tune into that. If you need all these, logins or whatever the case is, just make sure you reach out and I'll send you over the information. And it's also in my link tree. All of these events are in the link tree. You have a link with a bunch of resources. So they're right here. So if you want to go for the events, all you got to go is here and then go to the online calendar. I have all the Zoom links for the meetings right there. So I just wanted to make sure I show you guys that. So what are you going to create this week, right? I want to ask you that question right now. What are you going to create this week? How many listings will you sign? How many open escrows will you open? How many closings will you have? How many agents will you attract to the company? Make sure that you have a specific number and a specific goal to each one of these. And again, remember, don't worry about the how. You got to put out the vision. Don't worry about the how, and the how will come. If you start to connect with your mind is a servo mechanism. We have a RAS, we have a reticular activating system. When we put out, some command into our mind automatically starts to attract these things to us, because we have so much information that's being thrown at us every single day that the mind can only consume a little bit. So it just blocks out everything else. So when you start to say, you know what, I want 5 listings, your mind is looking for 5 listings. When you say, I want to open escrows, your mind is looking for open escrows. When you say, I'm going to close a transaction, you're going to be listening to conversations. You're going to get a direct message on your Instagram. You're going to get a person that calls you from out of the blue. You're going to run into somebody at the gas station. I mean, there's going to be miracles and things that happen in your life because you're using your mind, and your mind is going to be a magnet. So whenever you set yourself this goal, make sure you pay attention to what happens around you, because whatever is coming to you, you got to wait a minute. Why is this person calling me right now? Man, maybe I should ask them about real estate, right? Because when you put out the intention is going to start to magnetize what you want towards your life. So make sure you set yourself a specific goal. Write it down and hold that vision every single day. So I'm going to create a possibility for myself. So words create world. I mean, that's just so beyond true. If you don't know that, I mean, seriously, you got to study your words. If you want to change your life, change the words that you say every single day, right? So who I am is the possibility of being empathetic and intentional. Those are the 2 words that I chose for myself this week. So I want you to choose 2 to 3 words, or 1 word that resonates. How are you going to show up? Are you going to show up positive? Are you going to show up powerful? Are you going to show up energetic? Are you going to show up loving? Are you going to show up grateful? Whatever the possibility is for yourself, make sure you write it down and you live in that context of that word, because words are like magic, right? So when you say, I'm the possibility of being positive. So that means when you pick up the phone, you're going to be that positive person. When you go and conversate with your friends and family, you're going to be positive. When you interact with your customers, you're going to be positive. When you post something on social media, you're going to be positive. The way you perceive things, you're going to be living in a context of positivity. So your words, again, the RAS, the reticular activating system, when you set yourself that intention and that word for yourself, you will magnetize that intention. So my intention is to be empathetic and intentional. I'm going to be super empathetic and intentional. That means I'm going to listen, and I'm going to also be intentional with everything that I do, everything that I touch, everybody, every conversation that I have. So that's the possibility that I'm creating for myself. What your focus is today and every single day, and this is very consistent. This slide I really don't update because that's the secret of success, right? The secret of success is repetition. You know, you got to show up to the activity, like I said in the beginning of our conversation, every single day. So I want you to create your day, and you should have already created your day yesterday. You want to create your day at 24 hours a day, and you want to look at your every 15 minutes. What am I doing at 8? What am I doing at 8:15? What am I doing at 8:30? What am I doing at 9? What am I doing at 9:15? Every single 15 minutes. I mean, if you can't do 15 minutes yet because you're not comfortable with that yet, do it by the hour. Start with an hour. You know what? From 9 to 10, I'm going to do this. From 10 to 11, I'm going to do this. I guarantee it. If you have that written out for yourself and you actually follow it, because the second step is to follow it. You got to allow whatever you create for yourself to dictate your day. And I know that a lot of people resist that because they're like, you know what? I don't have any control. I don't know what I want to be able to be in the moment, and I want to be able to track. Yes, but you as a creator, you create your day, right? So you're going to write it all out, and then you're going to show up to it and keep yourself in an empowering state. The number one way that you're going to be able to achieve your goals this week is by keeping yourself at peak state. That means that you need to be energized. That means if you're going to have conversations, make sure you're standing up. Like, that's why I'm doing this presentation standing up. It's a very big difference. If I was sitting down doing this presentation, it would be much different than I was standing up. So make sure you keep yourself with an empowering state, because that's going to be the magnet that magnetizes all the business, and increase the conversations. I mean, there is nothing that you need to do more than to have more conversations every single day. So call people you know, right? If call people you know, ask them how they're doing, but increase your conversations. You want to have at least 30 conversations every single day. If you want your business to grow up and you want your business to blow up, you want to have at least 30 conversations every single day. That's definitely not easy, but it can be done, and it is possible. So you want to make sure that you write it down. Make sure you put like a little box and say, okay, cool, I had one conversation, and check that off. I had my second conversation. I had my third conversation. I had my fourth conversation. But you want to make sure you write that down. And don't be a secret agent. You want to do 2 or more social media posts every single day. You want to let people know that you're in the business. You want to let them know that you are alive. You want to let them know that you're a resource. Keep them up to date with what's happening. But you make sure you put 2 social media posts, because more than ever, right, the number one way for people to know about you is through social media. And that's been a fact, but it's more a fact now, especially with the pandemic, than ever. So digital door knocking, text blast, campaigns, KV Core. We have an amazing system with KV Core. Make sure you use it. That's going to help you to digitally door knock. It's going to get you in front of people. That's your storefront online. You got the system. KV Core is $700 a month. Make sure you use it. Study it. There's a 5-step process for you to put it in play. And if you want to learn how to master it, come to the mastermind on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. Come with your questions, but actually start to implement it. Be empathetic and see how you can be a resource for your clients. Come from contribution. There's a lot of changes. There's a lot of moving parts in the world right now. So the number one thing that you can do is be empathetic, because you never know what somebody's going through. Don't take anything personal, guys. Everybody's going through their own thing right now. Everybody has their own world within their mind. So, you know, it's hard enough to keep our mindset positive all the time. So don't allow other people's circumstances to get into your environment. And also come from a place of contribution and be empathetic, because you don't know what somebody is dealing with. So be empathetic and make sure you get your blood flowing. I'm doing this every single day. You know, get on the stairs, jumping jacks, push-ups, do something to get your blood flowing, because if you are stagnant, that means that you're probably sitting too much and you're not moving around enough. So the number one way to get yourself, you know, kicking on the right neurons in the mind is by just go out for a run, just walk, do something, but get out of your comfort zone, get your blood flowing. And meditate. This is another big thing for me. This is what I do every single day. This is why I'm able to have all of these things moving around in my life, and I'm still sane. The reason I'm still sane is because I meditate and I'm able to have a space between who I am, because I'm connected to who I am, to what is actually happening outside, right? Because the life, transactions, business, everything is just, it's a movie and I'm watching it. So when you meditate, you're able to create a space from you and the movie. But the thing is that when you don't meditate, you actually believe that you're the entire movie, and everything that happens, you start to react to it. So the reason meditation is so powerful is because it creates that space where you're, something happens or somebody says a word and you're like, okay, cool. I see the word, I see what that person said, but it has nothing to do with me because I have a space. But if you're in it and you're like, a word is said, it just hits you and it takes you out. So you want to make sure you meditate for that reason. And like, I'm going to give you guys a quick little thing on meditation. Just sit. That's all you got to do. If you say, you know what, I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes, the one thing that the mind's going to do is, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm going to think. I can't stop thinking. All this stuff is going through your mind. That's fine. I understand. That's how it's going to start. That's how I started my meditation. But I encourage you to sit down, close your eyes, put a timer on your phone for 10 minutes and just sit, right? Just sit there. No matter what the mind is saying, no matter if something is itching, keep yourself sitting until that bell rings. When that bell rings, stop. And the first day you're going to be like, oh my God, that was such a waste of time. Like nothing happened. I'm like, my mind was so noisy. I couldn't stop thinking. Yes, that's going to be your first day. But guess what? Second day, you're going to show up and it's going to be a little bit better. Third day, you're going to show up. It's going to be a little bit better. You're going to eventually get to the moment where you're just sitting there and you're just enjoying that space with yourself, because that's what you're doing when you're meditating. You're just honoring your highest self. You're just sitting with yourself. So make sure you take that time and don't worry about what's happening inside the mind. The mind is going to quiet on its own. You can't force that little voice to be quiet. You can only sit and allow it to settle on its own. Because if you try to shut the voice out of your mind, it's going to get louder. It's going to create more. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for your time. Let's create an extraordinary week. And if you heard something powerful, send me over a text. Let me know what you're going to be creating for this week. And as always, let me know how I can help, how I can be of service. And if you're going to join us for Flow Mondays, make sure you tune in 30 minutes and I'll see you guys there. Thank you so much. Create an amazing day. Thank you. Thank you. Cool. That'll be it for the presentation, ladies and gentlemen.